Start when you're ready.
I go. All right. Good morning, all my friends. It's time. It's time for me to spend a little moments with you, sharing some things, and hope that they are things that you think about, maybe, or come back to and say, "Oh, I wonder what she said meant by that." Ask me. And what I want to talk to you about today, I got to thinking of all the memories that I've brought along with me in my 82 years, and how many times I go back to those memories and I think I'm feeling them again. I'll be reliving a painful moment, the passing of people we love, the loss of our pets, relationships that didn't make it, and relationships that did. Memories that most of the time I think I'm feeling what went on, but I'm not. When I turn around and I look at yesterday's memories, they're like smoke. They're there. I can describe them. I can remember not feeling happy if it's a specifically painful moment. But the amazing thing about our minds is that I don't have to feel the actual pain again. It's gone. It's not there. There's no way to relive in a very, very painful moment exactly the same way. And that's a good thing. Sometimes I think that it's easy for me to almost want to feel it again, but that's not what I'm supposed to do. I turn around and look at those moments of anguish, sorrow, and I have to find the gratitude that that was yesterday and is gone. If we relived every painful thing that happened in actuality and subjected ourselves to the sobbing, the pain that we swore we'd never forget, and we don't forget it, but we don't have to keep carrying it around. And another thing that happens is sometimes when time has gone by, we see the things that caused us so much a difficult time in a whole nother way. For me, I can see that things happened that had a value because that's how I got to where I am now. And if I hadn't gone through struggles and unhappy times and losses, I wouldn't be me. Not the me I am now, anyway. So that's a good thing about memories. The happy memories, we also don't experience them in the same way because we look at them. And if we look at them there again with that favorite gratitude, I'm grateful that I went through what I did and brought me to here. And we make memories every day, and how we use them and how important they are depends on whether we learned what it was that we were supposed to learn from what happened. When we have a beloved pet that we just want to spend all our time with, and it really knows us so well and want to share it with other people all the time. I know I talk about Henry the turtle all the time because he's interesting and he's a part of our family, 43 years worth. So when someone starts talking about their pets, Naturally, I'm going to talk about my memories of Henry and what he's brought to our family. Um, when he's not with us any longer, my memories are going to be heavy with regret and with missing. But the tears I shed for the loss of a pet don't come again. They're gratefully the healing, and that's what can happen when we feel what it is we need to feel, and we learn little by little to put it in its proper place, leave it so it's behind us, and we don't keep carrying that overwhelming sense of loss that we think we'll never get over. And someday it becomes that yesterday memory. And I'm grateful that that happens. One of the things we do is we carry those memories from yesterday. And I was listening to Thich Nhat Hanh talk about how it's important that we stay in touch with our child, our inner child. And the inner child is always going to be whatever age we remember it. So my 5-year-old inner child is still in me, and she's still 5 years old. He has a lot of painful memories. A lot of painful memories. I have to tend that child. I have to show her that she was of value and help her to grow beyond the moments that she thought unloved and lost and scared. When we do that, hopefully, the healing that happens from that little child comes into today and becomes part of today's reality. Loving ourselves. Some people might feel uncomfortable to say that I love myself, but it's so important because we can't heal from yesterday's memories of pain until we've put that distance and that acceptance and that understanding that that's yesterday and it's gone, and we still go on loving that little child. And it could be any age, it doesn't have to be 5. Maybe you remember something from when you were 3. Um, I had uneven parenting, and I love that terminology because we can say dysfunctional, but uneven. There wasn't a sense of knowing where I belonged. Where was my place in growing up? And it was as if I was an afterthought, um, without connections. So as an adult now, I look at that child and say um, that I want to cuddle with her. I want to hold her in my lap, and I want to tell her good things about herself. I want to tell her how important she was to one of my aunts that I was very close to, that I was important in her life, important that I be there. So that journey is yet a journey to yesterday's memories that we need to take. We need to go for a walk with that child and let that child talk about how it felt to be disconnected to the people around you and where you are today. So we have conversations with ourselves that are very important. Don't worry if someone hears you, just ignore it. But you listen to what it was like and how this journey has brought you here and what it is you want to learn today about you. That's very fascinating. You can write it down. People talk about journaling a lot and how then they can go back and look at it. I've done that. And I find things I didn't know I felt because I put it on paper and I went back and I said, wow, I remember when that happened. I was 6 years old when I had my tonsils out. And I was a big baby. I mean, not big physically, but I was a big baby. And the nurses had to carry me around. I was so upset and so overwhelmed. Um, and I remember that. I remember because someone told me, and I went to think about it, that my grandfather took me to school every day. Now, we had quite a walk. I mean, it had to have been a mile. And he was a very tall, 6'3" gentleman, skinny. He'd hold my hand and take me to school. And I want to remember that always, because that was the gift. He was probably one of the most stable people in my whole life. Didn't talk much, he was very quiet, but I would sit with him and just be with him and feel safe. We used to sit on the back porch in thunderstorms, and my grandmother would holler, "Get out of there, you're going to get hit with lightning." And Grandpa would look at me as if to say, "Oh, well." And there we sat. And to this day, when the thunderstorm comes, I'm back there on that porch with him. So there's a memory that I want to hold on to. And when he died, I cried and cried, and my aunt said to me, "What are you crying for?" It was her father. And I guess she didn't have good memories of him. And she wanted me to feel the way she was feeling. Not possible. My memories are mine. And they may be different from the same person that was in the room, the same event. My perspective is always going to be different than someone else's because I'm me and I've brought with me all that luggage. So have the memories and knowing that it's okay to feel what you're feeling at any given moment. Be grateful that you do not have to relive the pain in the exact same way as you did the first time you went through it. And that's the beauty of it. We don't let go of yesterday, but we sit more calmly with it. We see it with clearer eyes, and we know we've grown. And whatever it is that if we've lost someone, that's what they would want for us. They'd want to know that they're remembered, but that they're not hurting us. You know, that would be very sad, wouldn't it? So when I leave, I hope I've left some good memories and that there's no sadness after that because you know that right up to the end, I'm enjoying my life. Is it perfect? I should hope not. I want to know there's more things for me to do, more words for me to find, and more friends to reach out to. So sit quietly and ease in your memory. Be grateful that you have them. There are a lot of people that live in the building with us who have lost their memories. And Some of them are handling it beautifully and amazing to see that today is more important to them than yesterday. That's what you have. This moment, live it fully and be grateful. Okay? And I will see you in August. I hope you're enjoying your summer.